Hey guys, in the previous videos we discussed about transform analysis of LTI system. In this video we shall try to take a few problems on those and we shall try to solve it. The problem here is a causal system. It's a causal system. So what do you mean by causal system? Its ROC is right sided, right? Has input x of n is delta of n plus 1 by 4 delta of n minus 1 minus 1 by delta of n minus 2. We have a system, it's a causal system. Input to that system is x of n, which is this, and the output from that system is this. Okay, delta of n minus 3 by 4 delta of n minus 1. So what is our aim here is I have to find its impulse response and I have to check whether the system is stable or not. Okay, so solution. So before we approach the problem, so we have a system here. It's an LTI system, causal LTI system. Mind you, it's a causal system. Okay, so we are feeding. Okay, whenever I say LTI system, there has to be an impulse response, right? H of n. So we are feeding input as x of n and we get output as y of n, right? And what is the y of n in terms of h of n and x of n? It is x of n convolved with h of n, correct? No, if we analyze it in time domain, if I take it to z domain, so we have h of z. Why? Because z transform of h of n is what? H of z, right? And we have input as x of z. Z transform of x of n is x of z, and we have output as y of z. Z transform of y of n is y of z, is equal to what is the right hand side in z domain? We have convolution property of z transform, right? Convolution in time domain is nothing but multiplication in z domain. So x of n is x of z. Convolution in time domain gets multiplied. Multiplication with what? System function h of z. Okay, fine. Now what is our aim? I need to find impulse response. Okay, and how to use z transform here, mind you. So in this problem, in order to find impulse response, what we do is we first find h of z. We have to find h of z first. Okay, so what is h of z? H of z is z transform of output, which is y of z, divided by z transform of input, which is x of z. So y of z we don't know, but we know y of n, right? If we know y of n, we can take z transform on both sides, we get y of z. And we don't know x of z, but we know x of n, right? X of n is given. So if I take z transform of x of n, I get x of z. So we get y of z by x of z in terms of h of z, right? And once I get h of z, if I take inverse z transform of h of z using the usual method what we studied in the previous videos, which is nothing but partial fraction expansion, so we get h of n. So this is our aim. Our aim is to find impulse response of the system h of n. Okay, solution. So what is the input given? Input is x of n is equal to delta of n plus 1 by 4 into delta of n minus 1 minus 1 by 8 into delta of n minus 2. So next step is to I have to take z transform on both sides. So what do we get? What is the z transform of x of n? It is x of z, right? Is equal to what is the z transform of delta of n? It is 1 plus what is the z transform of 1 by 4 delta of n minus 1? It is nothing but 1 by 4 into z power minus 1 minus what is the z transform of 1 by 8 into delta of n minus 2? It is 1 by 8 into z power minus 2. Fine. So what is the output given? Given output is what? Y of n is equal to delta of n minus 3 by 4 into delta of n minus 1. So we take z transform on both sides. Take z transform on both sides. So what do we get? What is the z transform of y of n? It is y of z is equal to what is the z transform of delta of n? It is 1 minus what is the z transform of 3 by 4 delta of n minus 1? It is 3 by 4 into z power minus 1. Okay, now so what we need is h of z, and what is h of z in terms of x of z and y of z? It is nothing but z transform of output divided by z transform of input, correct? Now So this is equal to, what is y of z? 1 minus 3 by 4 z power minus 1 divided by, what is x of z? Is 1 plus 1 by 4 z power minus 1 minus 1 by 8 z power minus 2. Okay, now I have to find uh, inverse z transform of this numerator and denominator polynomial, which is h of z. So as we discussed in the previous problems, so we have to make sure that the powers of z should be positive so that we can easily take the partial fraction expansion. So that's the reason I'm converting this into positive power. So how do we convert this into positive power? You have to multiply numerator and denominator by, so I have z power minus 2, so I have to multiply by z square. Correct, no? So what do I end up? H of z as z square times 1 is z square minus 3 by 4 z whole divided by z square plus 1 by 4 z minus 1 by 8. Okay, so what is the next step? Next step is to factorize, bring this in the form of h of z by z, right? So h of z by z is equal to, so if one z goes to the other side, I get z minus 3 by 4 whole divided by z square plus 1 by 4z minus 1 by 8. Okay, now I will factorize the denominator, z minus 3 by 4 divided by, so it's a second order polynomial. I get two poles, one at z is equal to 1 by 4, the other pole is at z is equal to minus 1 by 2. You just check these poles. Okay, fine. What is the next step? So I need to perform the partial fraction expansion. So what do we have? H of z by z is equal to, numerator is z minus 3 by 4 divided by denominator is z minus 1 by 4 into z plus 1 by 2, right? Okay, so h of z by z is equal to a divided by z minus 1 by 4 plus b divided by z plus 1 by 2, where what is the formula to find a and b? A is nothing but denominator of a, z minus 1 by 4 into x of z by z, which is this one, this equation, at z is equal to what? At what value of z this goes to 0? 1 by 4. Similarly, b is equal to denominator of b, z plus 1 by 2 into x of z by z, this equation, at z is equal to what value of z? This goes to 0, minus 1 by 2. So if you solve this, I'm not solving it, I'll directly write the answer. I get a as minus 2 by 3 and I get b as 5 by 3. So this is the value of a and this is the value of b. Okay, fine. So what do we have now? H of z is equal to, z by z is equal to what? A is minus 2 by 3 divided by z minus 1 by 4 as per this formula, plus b is 5 by 3 divided by z plus 1 by 2. Correct now? Fine. Now I'll bring this z to right hand side. So I get h of z. What is h of z? Minus 2 by 3 into z divided by z minus 1 by 4 plus 5 by 3 into z divided by z plus 1 by 2. Okay, now I have to take inverse z transform on both sides. Okay, since it's a causal system, problem statement says that it's a causal system. So since it's a causal system, everything should be right sided sequence, right? So what do we have? H of n is equal to minus 2 by 3 into, what is the inverse transform of, if if it is a right sided sequence, it is 1 by 4 power n u of n, right? Plus 5 by 3 into, what is the inverse transform of this if it is a causal sequence or right sided sequence? It is minus 1 by 2, right? Why? Because I have plus here. So minus 1 by 2 power n u of n. Okay, this is the impulse response of the system. Okay, now what else I need to find? I am done with finding impulse response. Okay, and what I need to do is I need to check for stability. So what is the statement to what is the statement for a causal system to be stable? All the poles should lie inside the unit circle, right? So how many poles we have? How do we check for poles? These are the poles, right? So I have one pole at z is equal to 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and I have one pole at z is equal to minus 1 by 2 somewhere here, and I have unit circle somewhere here. So this is real part of Z and this is imaginary part of Z. So since both the poles are lying inside the unit circle, therefore it's a stable system.